This is Moises Duran, and this is my final project presentation for the course of Agricultural Water Management at Utah State University. I entitled my project Water Balance Estimation of Almonds Orchards in the Central Valley of California, based on remote sensing data sources and using soil moisture sensors. Outlining the problematic that we're facing, it's in the context of irrigation challenges in California. The farmers are facing new water management challenges due to climate change conditions, which is leading them to work in improving their irrigation efficiency, which they have done by using micro sprinklers and drip irrigation systems as among all their pressurized irrigation systems. But there is still a window of saving water opportunity, which is implementing the actual evapotranspiration used in the irrigation scheduling. We are deciding to work with almond market because it represents a high percentage of the world's stock of almonds produced in the world is produced by California, and this is a highly profitable crop and which dominates the nut industry. There is a very high opportunity and interest from society, industry, and farmers to work on this. So how to enhance irrigation with new technologies? There's a lot of efforts that propose working with remote sensing technology because it offers the advantage of the spatial coverage and temporal resolution, as well as using soil moisture sensors which provide direct measurements at ground level. By combining these technologies, the aim is to improve water management practices, optimizing irrigation strategies, enhancing water use efficiency in almonds cultivars. So we plan now in what is the objective and the purpose of this project is to evaluate the performance of water balance estimation on almonds orchards in the Central Valley by using 3 different remote sensing sources when comparing two observed data of soil moisture sensors during the 2022 season. For that water balance estimation, we are using a simplified water balance equation which contains the following components. SM stands for soil moisture content, the actual day, and this will be equal to the soil moisture content the day before plus the precipitation added that happened that day minus the evapotranspiration that is occurring during that day, and plus the irrigation scheduled for that day. The study area, an almond orchard was selected for this project, which is located in Riverton, Madera, at the Central Valley. This field is divided by blocks or batches. We are selecting one in which it's equipped with a virus tower, and surrounding the tower there are several soil moisture sensors installed. This particular field comes with an almonds cultivar of nonpareil of 6-year-old. We're using a pressurized drip irrigation system, and the batch that we're selecting for the study comes with 53 acres of area. The only limitation we're assuming for this modeling is we cannot model underground water contribution, and the root depth we're assuming is 80 inches, which represents 50% of the total root depth at this age for this cultivar. Among the data sources that we using is first the OpenET, which provides daily actual evapotranspiration values for the season for the location that we're working in. Then the CIMIS data source is weather station network. We're working with the station number 105 Westlands. The most important data we're obtaining from there is reference ET, precipitations, and temperatures. Then, since we've got reference ET, we can now estimate the actual ET happening for the crop. No actual, but the evapotranspiration for almonds, but we may need to correct that with crop coefficients. And then we are referring an almond board recommended KC values by three different research. We're gonna compare the evapotranspirations done by these three set of KC values, but then we're gonna stick with the last one, which done by Goldhammer, which is actually a FAO publication. We're gonna name it FAO number 66, and we're gonna use this estimated ET for furtherly at the end compare with actual evapotranspiration estimated by EC tower, by the covariance tower, and and the other ET provided by OpenET. And finally, characterizing our soil. We previously knew that the soil that we're working in is claiming low, but that's an average for the whole field. For the specific location where is our soil moisture sensors installed, we use the web soil survey, and there is identify fine sandy loam soil. So extrapolating for this type of soil, we are assuming a field capacity of 26%, wilting point of 11%, and we are assuming a maximal level depletion of 50%. This is a value that suggests only for our almonds orchards in California. It can go from 30% through 50%, and this value is assumed to avoid a stress for the crop. Also, we got information about the irrigation schedule that they had that year. The first irrigation for the season was on April 11th. We got information that goes all the way until December, but we're sticking in a period of time that ends on August 22nd, because after that date they stopped irrigating and they had the first harvest. So we're gonna work in this period of time, our model. For weather, since we decide a specific period of time and we have information of precipitation from the station, we can calculate how much accumulated water we had during this period of time. We have a total of 42 millimeters, which is a very low value. It's not significantly significant, but we're including that in our model. We can notice that we had some peak temperatures of 36 minimum and 110 degrees Fahrenheit, which means that they had an event of heat wave during this period of time. For precipitation data, we also extract some values from the GridMet, which is precipitation information from satellite sources. But we're gonna stick with the values obtained by this station. So now we're jumping into our results. What we're showing now is the daily ET estimated by our different methodologies. Now we can see that for the period of time of interest, they follow the same trend at least until the middle of July, when they start to significantly separate from each other. We can notice that the lowest estimations come from the EC tower, the highest comes from the FAO estimations, and in the middle we got the other methodologies, including the OpenET estimations. So we are gonna clean this figure and just stay with our interest models, which is the OpenET, the FAO KC estimations, the covariance tower estimations, and we can notice now higher differences between the FAO estimations compared with the other two methodologies, and this will be discussed later. They follow a same trend at the beginning, that then by July they start to separate, and apparently FAO may be overestimating because the high values are sustained and recommendedly sustained until the end. So this could be could be happening. And also for the decovariance tower, we have this plain lane, is because we have a gap of information here, which is we fulfill it with average information from previous days. Now we got results for our water balance model. Uh, so I bring back this equation of the soil moisture content. Since we have information of soil moisture content, we are assuming the first soil moisture content the same as is indicated by the sensor, but then for the next days, as the days come after the other, the next day soil moisture content will be calculated adding the information of precipitation that we got from the weather station, subtracting the evapotranspiration value estimated by this model, the current model shown, and adding the scheduled irrigation value of that day. So then in the figure we can see that there are three straight lanes. The first the orange one is the orange strong one, it's fill capacity, wilting point at the bottom. In the middle is the middle maximal allowable depletion, and then our strong blue lane is a model water content that starts at the same point with this very light and fine line orange one that is at the back, which represents the minimum soil water content measured by the soil sensor, and the green one represents the maximum that that was measured by the soil sensor that day. So the light lines is what actually is happening in the field, and the strong line is what is being modeled. They start at the same point. We can see at the beginning they don't match each other. They follow different trends, and then they start to apparently match all the way until the end. And this is an effect that is happening in the three models, and we are assuming that it could be due to two factors. Two factors. The first factor is, since the field is being irrigated after a long period of time, it may take some time to the soil profile to make homogeneous distribution of the water through the profile. And second, we are making assumptions about the depth of irrigation, and we don't know. We didn't have information about the soil moisture sensor location. If it's located close to the ground level, it may be susceptible to any variations in environment, and if it's too low, it may get some depercolation effects in its estimations. Now jumping to the FAO 66, we see the same start effect, then trends start to stabilize, but by July they totally they don't follow each other anymore. This could be due, as we mentioned before, FAO is overestimating the loss of water. This could be probably because the KC values proposed in 2012 for current conditions with heat waves currently happening every year, more frequently every year. This KC value might be overestimating the loss of water, so that's why the drop is significantly compared to what is actually happening in field. And finally, we got the eddy covariance tower values, which follows a trend that goes in the sweet spot that it's between field capacity and non-stress level for the crop. The same, no trend, no match trends between trends at the beginning. Concluding, we got results on comparing how much water is employed in each model. We're using the OpenET model as a pivot one to compare. We having like FAO, it might be overestimating in almost 20% of water compared to OpenET. But on the other hand, the eddy covariance tower is almost 14% below that in reduction. So it might suggest that the FAO is you're requesting more water, the humidity and the easy tower is the lowest. Also, something we can notice is the efficiency for the decovariance tower is something that is more relatable for an irrigation system, a pressurized irrigation system. 82, 83 is something you might expect, and it can be improved, so it's more reliable. Finally, the irrigation and precipitation difference, there is no difference. They're using the same amount of water because irrigation we are assuming scheduled values. Precipitation is the same for the three models. Those are the consulted data sources that we use for this project. Thank you very much. That's it.